Good day. This is Dr. Jana Price-Sharps with Mind Pilot. The other day, I had somebody say to me that he'd gotten in a really bad mood and he was very stressed, and he's been working on de-stressing himself. And he said, Dr. J, I just took a step back and I asked myself what time zone I was in. And I asked him what he meant. I had a feeling what he meant, but I just wanted to know what he thought. And he said, I realized that I was spending a lot of time in the past doing the woulda, shoulda, couldas, or rethinking things, or if only that could have been different. Or so he realized he was spending an inordinate amount of time in that area. And he said, I realized that was getting me more and more stressed. And so he said, I reframed, and then I started really focusing on the moment and focusing my mind on something I really enjoyed. He said that he took out his phone and started looking at his favorite pictures. He put on some happy music, and he said it started to shift his mind, and he could feel the stress just cool down in his system. So, what time zone do you live in most? Do you live in the past? Do you worry about the future? Or are you in the present? It's called mindfulness, right? Are you in the moment, enjoying the moment? So often when we're with people, we're thinking about something else or someone else or work. And if we're at work, we're thinking about home. And, so where are you when you're in a different time zone all the time? So if you find yourself stressed, ask yourself, what time zone am I in? Am I in the future? Am I worrying about things that haven't even happened, that may very well not happen? I saw a statistic, it was a while back, and they said something like over 90% of things that people worry about never come to fruition. So unless it's something you have to take care of right now, or you have to put some things into place to deal with it in the future. But otherwise, the more you stay in the moment, the better you're going to feel. Now, that does not mean you never plan. That does not mean you don't have goals. All it means is your mental energy should be focused on what you're doing right now. Whether it's talking to your 17-year-old, whether it's doing your job, are you on the treadmill? What are you doing, and where are you at? Now, a lot of people live in the past. I remember many years ago, a person said, well, I'm never going to have a happy day or a happy month because I've had relatives die every month. And I said, so you've made a plan that you're never going to be happy. And she said, well, I didn't make the plan, but because I've had all these losses, I have no choice. And I said, well, you do have a choice because you can grieve and then you can begin to heal so that each month doesn't feel like a tragedy. Because she was literally going, well, it's going to be June, and June is when so-and-so died, so I'm going to feel miserable in June. She was doing that with every month. And people will do that. They'll do that with anniversaries. And at some point, the anniversary of an event has to go from, oh, yeah, that was a terrible event, to thank God that event is in the past. It is now part of my past. And I get to choose how it's impacting me today. I'm going to choose whether or not it's going to hijack my day. And that really is a choice. And I know sometimes people hate it when I say this, but I want you to hear me. Happiness is a choice. Now, I'm not saying if you've just lost somebody or you've just had something traumatic that you should just be happy. That is not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is you have a choice to heal and come back to center, or you have a choice to stay stuck. I think you have the right to be happy. I think everybody has the right to be happy. And so that means to get back to happiness, you have to heal. And so you have to figure out what is it that your brain needs to heal so that you can stay in this time zone and be happy in this time zone. I think sometimes people are so unhappy that they, either go to the past or they go to the future because today is too painful. If today is too painful, then you need to start figuring out what you need to do to make life better. Does that mean changing jobs? Does that mean going back to school? Does that mean moving? Does that mean changing up some relationships? Does that mean getting into physical health? I don't know what it means for you. But I do know that most people can figure out a way to be happy. Even people that are in very bad situations can figure out ways to be happy. But you have to stay in the current time zone. And when you go to those other time zones, especially past, you have to figure out how to get closure and be able to let go of those. And as far as the future, you do your best to plan for it, but then you live for today. Because in all honesty, today, this moment is all for sure that we know that we have. Don't miss it. Don't get away from it. Be there in this moment with your loved ones, with your family, with your friends, wherever you are, be in the moment. If the moment really sucks, then fine. When you get done with that moment, figure out a way to heal from that. Figure out a way to move forward. But don't stay stuck and do most of your life in the current time zone. Hope that helps. You have the right to have a happy life. You have the right to feel good. But it's all of our responsibilities to set up our lives so that becomes our norm. It may not be your norm right now, and I get that. Make it your norm. Figure out how to get there. Most of the people that are listening to this podcast are people that are amazing fixers. They know how to solve problems. Come back inside and fix your own. Take that time, be in the current time zone, and have a happy life. Take care. This is Dr. Jana Price-Sharps from Mind Pilot.